After making the playoffs last year and winning his very first playoff game of his career, do I think Daniel Jones will take the next step forward in his development this upcoming season? In my opinion, yes. Now that he has more talent around him than last year, that should really help him in the passing game. He's known to be one of the hardest working players in the league, and hard work usually pays off. His new contract should give him more confidence. Now that he's in his second year in Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka's offense, he should be more comfortable playing in that system. Daniel Jones took a big step forward in 2022 despite having a lackluster offensive line outside of Andrew Thomas and without a number one receiver. He led 5 game-winning drives and looked a lot more poised than ever before. He may have only thrown 15 touchdown passes, but also threw a career low in interceptions while also posting a career high in passing yards and completion percentage. This year, Daniel Jones will have a big new target at tight end in Darren Waller, a former Pro Bowler who, if he stays healthy, will be a huge steal that they got for a 3rd round pick, which the Giants got for Kadarius Toney. So this was really trading Kadarius Toney, who, as we know, did not pan out for the Giants at all, for Darren Waller. I see him as a guy that Daniel Jones will love throwing to in the red zone. They also have a new speed demon in their 3rd round draft pick, Jalen Hyatt, that will allow Daniel Jones to throw more deep balls than he has in the past. Hyatt is not the best route runner because of his below average ability to change directions, but route running is coachable. His God-gifted speed is something you either have or you don't. I really love this draft pick because Daniel Jones has had his moments where he would not throw to open receivers deep down the field, but I think Jalen Hyatt's presence will change that. The addition of Paris Campbell, another speed demon, should also be great for Daniel Jones to have. He may have to work on catching the ball, but his speed alone should make him another weapon for Daniel Jones. We can also expect having Isaiah Hodgins for a full season to help Daniel Jones. He happened to be a bit of a diamond in the rough that the Giants found mid-season last year. His 6'4" frame makes him a great target to throw to in the end zone. He was great in that playoff game against Minnesota. Now, with more continuity, the chemistry between him and Daniel Jones should be better. Now, for the first time in years, there is actually some hope for the offensive line. Well, maybe. Andrew Thomas looked like he was going to be a bust early in his career, but he has turned into a truly great left tackle. Evan Neal was very underwhelming as a rookie last year at right tackle for the Giants, but if he does turn things around and pans out to be the guy we hope to get with the 7th overall pick, Daniel Jones will have more chances to thrive. Knowing Andrew Thomas also got off to a slow start, seeing how great he is now, is exactly why I'm not giving up on Evan Neal just yet. There's also their 2nd round pick, Michael John Schmitz, who will start at center according to the depth chart. The interior line was the weakest link in the Giants' offensive line last year, but now with an absolute stud at left tackle and a potential stud at right tackle and a new center, the ceiling for the Giants' offensive line this year is the highest it's been in a very long time. Now let's talk about the coaching staff. Daniel Jones had to spend his first 3 years with 2 of the worst head coaches ever in Pat Shurmur and Joe Judge. Jason Garrett was also a horrible offensive coordinator. Pat Shurmur and Joe Judge were terrible at managing the clock and making adjustments, and just repeatedly demonstrated a lack of good judgment. Who could forget Pat Shurmur's decision to run the ball on 3rd and 18 with 2 timeouts left before the 2-minute warning? Or Joe Judge's waste of a challenge on a scoring play, which everyone should know are automatically reviewed. Even if they weren't automatically reviewed, it was a very obvious touchdown even when watching that play live. Brian Daboll is way more aggressive, he knows how to use his timeouts, and made Daniel Jones a much more confident player. I knew from the first game of the season last year that things were going to be different when Brian Daboll gave Daniel Jones a ton lashing after a horrible interception, and Daniel Jones responded the way he did, leading the Giants to victory. Daniel Jones led 5 game-winning drives last year, and he turned the ball over significantly less than he did his first 3 seasons. And for once the Giants' offense was slightly above average in scoring. The offense was only average at best with Pat Shurmur and towards the bottom with Joe Judge. Now Daniel Jones will be in his 2nd year in Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka's system, and to have some continuity in a functional system will benefit him significantly. It's never good for a player's development to go through a coaching change and having to learn a new system every year or 2. It doesn't look like Brian Daboll will go anywhere anytime soon. Daniel Jones put on a performance for the ages in the wild card game against the Vikings. Even if that was against a bad defense, and even if the Giants got smoked by the Eagles a week later, it's not like every quarterback performed that well against the Vikings. I believe some playoff experience is great for his maturation process, and to know he was that great in his playoff debut is great for his confidence. Lastly, I think we have to anticipate improvement just because of the hard work that Daniel Jones is known to put in. A lot of guys regress when they get a big payday. I don't think that'll happen with Daniel Jones after he got himself a nice contract. The guys that regress after getting a big payday regress because they get complacent once they cash a check. I do not believe that'll be the case with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has constantly been praised by those around him about his work ethic.
What do you think is his best quality?
There's a lot, but to me personally, I think you can never knock someone's work ethic. Someone has the right work ethic. I know I said it before in my own personal battle with dealing through injuries or so far in my career. And even if I say it to a little kid that asks me what's the best advice I can give to him, it's hard work's going to get you where you need to go. And that's something that he does every single day. He has the right mindset, the right work ethic, and he comes and he pushes himself. And when he pushes himself, he pushes everyone around him. So I think that's the best quality I can say about him, but there's many more.
Daniel's a true pro. I'm not going to compare him to other guys I've been around, but he's constantly working. There's times where I got to say, just take a little break here. He just wants to work. He's a true pro.
He's going to continue to work extremely hard, and I believe that the Giants believing in him by giving him his new contract will also boost his confidence. Finally, there is the Saquon Barkley contract situation. If he doesn't return, then the Giants are definitely going to miss him, but I think both sides will come to an agreement because Saquon will only hurt his own value by not taking the money the Giants are offering him. Do I think Daniel Jones will be on the same level as Patrick Mahomes or even close to that? No, of course not. I will definitely not go that far, especially while keeping in mind that the Giants have a tough schedule this year. I still think the Giants have improved enough as a team. The Giants finally found the right coaching staff for Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones has the right mindset to be able to take the next big step forward. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree, or do you think I'm crazy? Please let me know in the comments. If you did enjoy this video and also believe Daniel Jones is primed for a breakout year, a like would be much appreciated, and please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so that you never miss another video. Links to my social media are down in the description. Here's my most recent video and the video that YouTube recommends. Let's go Giants! Hopefully they are better than we think and actually do end up winning the Super Bowl. I'll be honest, my expectations are not that high, but I sure would love to be wrong about that. So thank you so much for watching. Talk to you in the next video. Go Giants. Peace.